United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the first thing on our agenda is the reading of the minutes. And this is from our budget adoption, our public hearing, regular meeting. I'm going to do all those at once if there's no objections. Okay, everybody's had a chance to look over their minutes and read them. Do I have any additions or corrections to any of them?
Motion accept.
Entertain a motion.
Yep.
I'll second it.
Okay, Jamie made the motion, Chris seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
I was in an airplane. I think.
Two. Yeah.
Okay, the next thing is presentation of bills, claims, and payroll, and also I'm going to lump in there the monthly reconciliation for September and October. Has everybody had a chance to look over all those?
Yes.
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 Is there any discussion on any of this?
No.
Then I would entertain a motion.
Okay.
Ron made the motion, accept.
Second.
Jamie seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
I think it'll take you a while. That was long. I think I went through a cup and a half of coffee. That's more than that.
She was working on Sunday.
She was. Double time on Sunday. See, I go by on dollars. So I tell them anytime I'm doing anything extra, it's double time. You just keep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get my stamp from my accountant because it's getting sloppier. That's what I do. It kind of is.
To get our paperwork out of the way, I'm going to skip down to new or unfinished business. We have an emergency response plan ordinance that we have to accept or reject tonight. It's ordinance number 2025-4. It's the adoption of an emergency response plan, whereas the town council of the town of Monon, Indiana, desires to adopt an emergency response plan, and now therefore be it ordained by the council of the town of Monon, Indiana, that Section 1, the town desires to adopt an emergency response plan. Section 2, the emergency response plan is attached to Exhibit A. Section 3, that all prior ordinances in conflict with The above are hereby repealed upon the effective date of this ordinance. Number 4, said ordinance shall take upon its signing. This will either be passed or rejected tonight. So I need to have some input. Do you want to adopt this or not?
I'm just fine with it. I read it over and I was fine with it.
I looked through, I read it.
All right, Tony made a motion, Ron made the second. All in favor?
I,
All opposed?
You sent out a lot of info. That's what this is the fifth. I'd work overtime. Work underpaid, that's me. Tell them every day.
will you be giving us a copy of that or should we just print it?
What I can.
I mean, it
Yeah.
doesn't make any difference. I
Yeah.
can print it, but I.
No, I can make one if you want to come up and get it.
Okay.
I read it because I got a headache reading
Yeah, I don't
that.
like reading on it.
I'm up there doing one of these.
Yeah. I always like to print it and see it. Hold it.
Yeah. I was organized. I did that on Sunday.
See, believe it. Thank you.
Caught my own paper on there, didn't I? Won't be able to follow along.
Okay, is there any visitors here that would like to speak tonight? Debbie?
I would, first of all, Ken, nothing personal. I saw your video and of course I was outraged by some of your comments, but it's obviously nothing personal. Okay, but I do have a couple of questions about comments that you did make at last meeting, and I'm gonna address them more to you and to Ron, because it appeared that you two were the people that met with the people
That's not
that, of
true.
course, we're not allowed
That's
to
not
talk about. Oh, you all did?
No,
No. it wasn't
Just you?
Ron, no.
I haven't met with anyone from any company.
Okay, may I ask who you met with? Because you kept referring to the fact that you felt better.
Economic Development Committee.
Okay, so they
That's it.
apparently have met with somebody.
If you want answers from them, everything I said the other night was true.
Okay, all right, but these are the questions that I have after you spoke then. You had mentioned that you need to get support for the project from the town people. And of course, you also mentioned that there are going to be a lot of naysayers, like obviously I am one. How are you going to get that support and how are you going to let the people in the town know what's going on?
I think I said in that, if I'm not mistaken, I said everything that night to inform our board. Everything I knew, I said.
Right.
I don't know anymore.
Okay.
We have been promised to meet with the company or whoever this outfit is. We've never met with them yet, and that I'm not happy with.
Okay, well then I appreciate you saying that because again, the video came across as you had met with them. And that's what I think riled up a
No.
lot of folks, so.
Well, I also said in the video that I would not do anything or sign anything or be in favor of anything that would cause our water supply to go down, be bad, or our electric rates go up so high that people couldn't afford it in X number of years down the road.
Right. But so then are you going to wait for this independent studies to come in before you throw your support behind this project? Because again, it didn't sound like that last week.
But
Or last month.
what we're saying is we're not saying no. We want more information. And on the board here, and I know Jamie and I have talked to people in other communities that have voted against and voted for, and we're just gaining information. I talked to 2 people down at Westfield who rejected the project, but the biggest reason they rejected the project was the location for expansion, because there's community down there and there's no place to go.
Well, and I think the majority of the people who are naysayers their main concern is the water usage. And obviously, our town especially, and our wells, the town's wells, I am afraid for. Because you remember not too long ago, the wells went.
I don't want, I would not vote for something that would cause our water supply to be bad or go dry, or we have dirty water within 20 years.
Right.
I don't want that.
I appreciate that, and I believe you. I'm just afraid that the motivation of building a new firehouse or getting a new wastewater treatment plant is going to sway people to be in favor of the project when actually those projects might not even happen. That company, whoever they are, could be just, selling snake oil.
I think those two projects that you're talking about, one, the wastewater has to happen,
Right.
no matter what.
Right.
Two, with the money that we put in the fire station and with some of the equipment that we've had to purchase, it's going to happen to get a bigger building. We can't withstand another flood down there.
I
We-
absolutely agree.
So regardless whether we get a battery facility or whatever, data center, whatever it is, that has nothing to do with it. I think the comments that were made that if a facility like that came in, it could probably fund both projects. We're not waiting on that. Sean can attest. He's already working on different things and plans. He presented at last meeting of a new fire station.
Good.
We're not going to do anything to harm our community. I've lived here for 100 years.
Correct.
I mean, this is home, but I also want to be open-minded because if we want to grow, and I'm pro-growth, have been, that's part of what I got on the board for however many years ago. I come in to keep it at home and get people back into our community that we've grown up with. We're not going to do that sitting on our haunches.
No, but I agree with you. And I think there are other things that White County, not just Mona, but White County needs to bring into our community, us being, and again, it's Monticello has their thing, but Mona is deprived of grocery stores, of a lot of things, as are Brookston and all the surrounding White County communities. That's where I would love to see growth personally, not through a data center. And the reason being, all right, think of it this way. Let's say the data center is built, and let's say you're looking to build more homes. Would you buy a home in Mona knowing that there's a data center within just a few miles of your new home? I don't think so. I wouldn't.
See, I think with that comment, I don't think you could answer that question. So I met with a guy that lives a mile and a half from New Carlisle's plant. He loves it. I haven't formed an opinion. So I asked him what does he love? I asked him about the noise. He's like, I haven't noticed anything. He's a mile and a half away. He says, I'm good. Like, what about the water? He says, we haven't noticed anything. The only thing his con is, if he would, was there was more traffic as more people are working, but he was okay with that. And he says another plus was, he says, my house doubled in price because people are wanting to come to wanting to come in to the area because that's where they're going to want to work.
Well,
So
I love your point about growing in the grocery stores, but that's not going to happen if we don't grow. You can't support Kroger or an Annis IGA.
I think we have enough people here in Mona and Brookston that if we even had a grocery store kind of in between, that could be service. I personally do. Because I know we live out in rural Mona. There's nothing. We have, we have our own Monticello, and it just would be nice to keep it in our community here.
And my other
We
point
haven't
is,
had one for 20 years, and I don't see anybody knocking down the doors to get here. Have
Has
you had
anybody-
Oh,
Is
yes.
anybody working
Oh,
on it?
yes.
Okay.
That'd be the hard part.
And-
I
and-
actually,
and the-
I, years ago on the chamber, I approached a representative from Aldi's and they laughed at me because they have a certain requirement, building wise, population wise,
Well, and again, if we could unite a few of the communities, maybe we would have enough. I don't know.
Well, and that's why you see the Dollar Generals going in with the grocery stores, Dollar General markets or whatever. I mean, Brookston just put one in. There's one out between Delphi and Brookston. I mean, ours is almost like that. It's a Family Dollar.
And the company that's looking at coming in, we have to give them some credit. They're not going to come in here in a multi-billion-dollar business and drop anchor and deplete us of water or, cause the electricity bill to go up 2 times. They're a whole lot smarter than I am.
Well,
You know.
and I'm sure they're a whole lot smarter than I am. But again, anybody who's been doing independent research, and believe me, the naysayers are, you read a lot to the contrary of what you're saying. I mean,
I'd read both sides.
So-
They don't bring in a lot of them.
Okay, let me interrupt here. We're giving everybody 5 minutes to speak, and I think we all kind of know where we're at. I kind of know where everybody feels. I think everybody knows where I stand. Until I get more information, and I'm going to attend the meetings, but as I said in the last one, I'm not doing this by myself. If I don't have the support, then I'm not going to do it.
We just don't have the information.
I'm also concerned about the Hispanic community here. They especially need to be let in on what's going on.
Debbie, we
Because
tried to let
there's-
them in on everything, and they're pretty much, they're for most of everything, but they pretty much want to stay to themselves. You can't believe how hard Sean's working again just to be on the fire department.
We finally just got one.
And likewise,
it's hard to get them
involved.
involved. And it's not that we would keep them out. I
No,
would welcome,
I don't think you would keep them out,
and
but I think a big effort has to be to include them
we have tried to.
on this issue.
And everything. And I want more information, and I will stay on that until I get more. I'm not going to commit to anything yet because I haven't even talked to the people that's talked about building. And for you people out there, we really don't have any say in this. The vote will come down to the 3 county commissioners.
That we know.
Well,
But I think
We
your
can-
support could carry a lot of weight.
You haven't been too married. But I think we need to let this play out. I think some people rush to the thinking that I'm trying to shove it down your throat. No, I'm not.
He's just going to the meetings to help keep us.
I
informed.
just try to go to the meetings like I'm supposed to do, be a representative. And I'll be honest with you, I don't like to be sitting at a meeting and being told I'm corrupt. I'm taking money on the side.
Who told you that?
Well, it doesn't matter who told me that.
If you
But-
read,
but
if
it's
you read Facebook,
Oh, you
Well,
can,
that's-
yeah, I don't,
my name was at the top of the list.
yeah.
I
You
just
know-
did my checking account, and my balance for my savings, and they're both 2 digits. If I am, I'm having a hard time.
Yeah, and so I don't appreciate those things, but I still try to represent the town and the people in the town. And if it means sitting down and bargaining at a table and say, hey, you want to come in here? Fine, you can pay for our water plant. If you don't want to do that, then don't come here. Hey, you build us a new fire station for $2 million. If you don't want any part of that, don't come here. I have no problem saying that.
Those are just the intangibles that we
Yeah.
talk about. We're trying to stay open-minded because it could be a diamond in the rough. It could really help us grow. And we need that. The jobs market that we keep hearing that they're offering are high-paying jobs. It's not your $15 an hour job, you know, it's professional jobs.
And who in Monon would be qualified to do those?
That's the thing, to grow, we
That-
want,
that's-
we
it's
want to bring
bringing
people
people
in, you
What we're
know?
talking about.
Yeah, we want to escalate that. And I agree with you on the Hispanic part. And I don't know what their educational backgrounds are, you know, and I agree trying to get them involved. We have some Hispanics that work with us that live here in Monon, work with us at Rensselaer. And just this afternoon, Kevin Martinez, I don't know if I should throw names out, I cornered him again, said, why aren't you on the fire department, buddy? You know, he's a young guy. He's going to have a first baby in March. Get on there. We need that Hispanic representation. So we're trying to do a lot of those things that you're talking about. But on this subject, I want to be open-minded because I don't want to see something pass up and go somewhere else that could really benefit us. And until I learn more about it, I'm not going to vote either way. I mean,
We haven't voted on anything.
and it doesn't matter.
No.
Like you said, the counselors are going to figure that, but I want to be supportive until I think it's a no.
I would say you got one of the greatest universities set 40 miles down the road that would prepare our high school kids for computer work, data work. That's the future.
It's
And
permanent.
right now, those high school kids don't have that opportunity. When you got Purdue sent down there, and we could take advantage of our high school. If it's only one kid, it's one kid that you can keep in this community and grow from there. And Purdue is excellent for that opportunity for our young people. And we don't have anything else right now for young people.
Thank you, Ken.
But I like your shirt.
Everybody was thinking it. I said, appreciate that.
It doesn't matter. I call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
They're a great university. Just because I'm an Indiana fan, that doesn't mean nothing. I have no money in either one of them. But I'm looking for the opportunities for young people.
Sorry.
Now, if it was a medical field, I wouldn't send them to Purdue. Okay?
Veterinarian.
If it was a medical medicine, I wouldn't send them to Purdue.
Their football players,
If I
they
was
go to
a
Ohio
teacher,
State,
if I
don't
was
they,
a
JD?
school teacher, I would not go to Purdue to be a teacher.
All right.
Now, anybody else got a comment they want to make that's not relevant to this?
I have one question.
Yes.
I was at the area plan day, and a comment was made that the wastewater plant in Monon has been run by the state for the past 2 years.
That's not true.
That's
No.
not true. No, I was just kind of curious. Is there something that we don't know about, or
No.
somebody just winged one out?
Yeah. They winged her out.
All right.
Poor Roger.
I knew the state had put some restrictions on it. They're
Well,
not-
we've been under a SUR ban for 10 years.
Right, but they are not running.
No.
That's okay. That's-
Sean, I saw your hand go up.
Well, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Sean Garrett. I'm the fire chief here in Monon. So last month I brought up radio. So for those who don't know, we did a donation drive. We started one in January. Most of you guys probably got letters in the mail if you're around from Monon. If you donated, thank you very much. With that, we raised $23,000. So for 10 radios, it was $46,167.80. And then, like I said, we would like to take that $23,000 that we collected towards that. I did get another quote. This one's from another company. They were $49,855.53. And then I had one company that I reached out to that was supposed to send me a quote, but he said that he goes, I'll get a quote to you when I get a chance, but my radios are going to be way more expensive than what you can get, which is Rain Calm down in Lafayette. So what I was asking is if the town would be willing to split the other $23,000. So we're looking for $11,583.90. from the town to go towards these radios so we can update our radio system and get rid of the Motorola's that they're no longer servicing and we've had for forever.
Sean, is township agreed?
I have talked to the township.
No.
He said we can further discuss it. But he said he didn't seem to have a problem with it. But he wanted the second quote, which I have. So I will be talking with him here shortly.
Okay, so the fire department still has $4,182 basically left for their equipment. And then we could use some of our edit money. We would have enough in our machinery and equipment. Right now we have 40, almost 46,000 left.
Now, the 11,000 though, we would be splitting that with the township.
No,
No.
20.
That's our half.
We
That's
need
our
12.
half,
We need
hoping
12.
that he'll cover that. Okay.
What do we do though? I mean, should we look at maybe we might have to put that 23,000?
No.
Are you gonna get that answer firm before you proceed, or is that? What do you
So
think?
what I was coming to you guys. No matter what, we're spending the $23,000 on radios.
It's just how many radios,
It's just
right?
how many radios.
Mhm,
So if you guys, and I thought it was just fair that we were trying to spend
mhm.
the remaining portion. So, I mean, if you guys were okay with it, then I would just get enough radios for that. If you guys were okay with it, and Jacob would, I'd get enough radios for that, just to try to get some of our aging radios out of the system. So I don't know if any of you guys know this, but the Motorola's that we've had for a while, but they do not service it.
Yeah, those were actually bought under Gordon Cochran
Yes.
and ENGR under grant.
Yeah.
So we keep all of our radios, even if they're broken, just in case we can get spare parts off of them for the.
I would entertain a motion to,
I'll make that motion because I'm pretty sure the township's gonna go along with it.
Okay.
That's half, so. That gets us
Ron
there.
made the motion. I'll second it.
All in favor?
All in favor?
I,
All opposed? And then, have we got caught up with the township's payment?
Yes,
Everything's caught up there?
Mhm. We did receive that.
Okay.
So we're
Let's
gonna
go
use
on
7,000.
to new business
Yeah.
here. Gabrielle.
So I don't have much to report tonight, other than USDA has all the paperwork. But until the government goes back to work, which is USDA, they cannot basically authorize us to go to bid yet. So we need their authorization to do so. And so with that, we cannot bid the project without them. And if we do, then the town risks the chance of not getting funded or getting that funding pulled away. So hopefully here soon, when they do open, USDA will be able to quickly kind of look through the paperwork. They already have been. So once that's opened, we hope to get that authorization and then finally go with it.
Will we have a virtual meeting then after the government opens? You know, we were meeting every other week.
Yes.
Will we start that back up?
Yes, we will. We will.
Okay.
So once it opens up, we'll make sure to.
Yeah, we can all get caught up with it.
Yes.
Okay.
That's about all I have.
All right. Anybody have any questions, Gabrielle?
Tell them we need more money.
All right, the next thing on the agenda is salary discussion. I know everybody's got their thoughts on this. I thought what Ron proposed looks pretty good.
I would like to do that one, but I can't in good conscience say yes to that. Because some didn't get a raise. Mhm.
Did not?
Yeah, street commissioner. Wasn't that in there? Didn't get one? Yeah. So,
Well, that's the additional. I kind of went with his on the Marshall
Yeah,
side.
but in addition to that, I looked at the percentages for what our council was getting, and I think that's
Well,
not feasible.
that proposal was based over 3 years of zero. You
Well, I know
amortize
what you're
that.
saying,
Yeah.
but trust me, I didn't come on here to get money.
Yeah, I understand that.
So my proposal would be 4% across the board. Everybody. That's because I'm sorry, I just,
Hey, that's
my
why
heart
you're on,
won't let me.
that's why you're on the board.
I'm sure.
I do too.
I don't mind a raise for the council. And I know when you go percentage, if you look what we're getting, you really can't do that.
No, because
Because
it's amortized over that period.
yeah.
And the street commissioner thing, I didn't get the increase on because I'm looking for a full-time position in that spot. You know, we got this guy spread thinner than onion skin, doing, and he's
But
not,
that's probably not gonna happen within the next 2 months.
I think you could.
I think,
I disagree.
I think we have
I
to
don't want to
advertise.
advertise. I would table this one. I don't want to advertise for a new position if they're not licensed, number one. And I've heard that our workers are not getting the work done. I want examples. I don't want generalizations. I want examples of what's not getting done where we think we need to hire another person. I don't think we're in that position. We need to do that yet.
I think you need to get the list of what they are required to get done compared to what they should be able to get done.
And I don't think we have that. I mean, you don't have a daily expectation. You have a daily hot list. You
They have
put
their
on-
standard, what the
exactly.
testing, if the water, that, and then they have a list of this is what we're doing this week to get done and to keep things going. Like, right now we're ahead of the game. We've got the 2 old snow plows. We've got new cutting blades on those. The Bobcat's got a new cutting blade on it. We're keeping things going there. We're going to be tearing down a shelter in the park. For the park board and
Again,
stuff.
that's my point. It's a hot list. You're putting out fires. I live in that environment. I get it.
Not really fires, but we're keeping them busy and keeping them doing
Do
things.
we have timelines put together for the task involved? I mean, here's your expectation. Are you meeting that expectation? What other things can be getting done?
Basically what we're getting done is they're cleaning streets and catch basins this week. We've got the fire hydrants all replaced.
Right, but I'm talking about expectations. If we're cleaning the water basins and stuff like that, okay, this is what it should take you. This is what it's taking you, or this is what it's taking you. What else can we get done?
How long does it take to do a water test and do the documentation? Is that a
They have
6-hour
couple
job?
hours in the morning,
on
that,
and-
and then you've got maintenance, like the oil's got to be changed every so many months, and some of that stuff down there. You've always got the, oh shit, this broke today. So we just had that with the sludge pump, and luckily we had a spare sludge pump sitting there to put it in.
Right
But-
back to
but
my
we're
point
talking
on the hot list. And we,
Day-to-day operations, right?
Day-to-day operations. Those things, they change.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But also the expectations of what can get done or what can actually get done. We've talked about in meetings past about, the shape that the building's in underneath or the basement or this, and we haven't done anything to move forward with trying to keep that stuff put back together. What else can be done in the time frame that they're here? Nothing about what you're doing, Roger, but if you're not there from 8 to 4 with those people, there's more stuff that can get done. I'm not saying our town people are lazy or not getting the stuff done, but they're getting done what they have to get done. What else can they get done?
And we went through the lack of supervision before you. And now with you, I mean, we had a situation where an employee was working through lunch and was told not to, and that carried on a while. We had an employee come in early, you know, when they weren't supposed to. And that's why I think we need a full-time hands-on person that's pursuing a water license and a wastewater license. Because where we're at, Kenny, we're not going to bring in a big dog that's got those licenses and be able to afford them. We're going to have to grow that. Nurture that from within.
We are with one person.
Well,
Right. We have one person
We
who's
have
got a
one
water
person.
water
And
license,
and,
distribution, and
My thought on that is
treatment.
that person I do not want to crap on.
I don't want crap on anybody either, but that's the same person that threatened me about getting an attorney.
That
You know,
doesn't scare me.
over that's
That doesn't scare me.
what do you think, attorney? We don't want any part of that. We don't need that. You know, so I don't have a lot of faith in that individual.
We have one that, by the standards that I did and stuff, because we're governed a lot by them. When somebody can go do this, and they can go do that. We have one that'll be ready to start pursuing his water distribution certification, and I think he's up for it and he's looking forward to it.
I hope he is, because we've been dangling that carrot since
You know,
I've been
and
here.
a lot of what we have going on and we have to be careful of right now is, I don't think you want me to spend $20,000-$30,000 on a sewage plant. We're basically keeping the sewage plant running until we get a new one on what we can do, because a lot of that stuff down there, the grit room and things are going to disappear in with the new design.
Roger, we're
So
putting band-aids on amputations, and we have been. That thing's running at 200% capacity or plus. When's that going to quit? When's that going to blow up on us?
Yeah.
Then who's going to answer that bell?
Yeah.
You know, we got it. I mean, what she was talking about, that's got to
I
happen.
say hiring someone
Different
without.
person's not going to stop that.
No, but it's gonna give us full-time representation and take 20 hours a week off of his plate. And I think we need to do that.
But it also would increase the amount that we're spending out of our budgets for that, which might then increase what the water or the wastewater would have to go up to help pay for the bonds.
And it's going to, but we've also got a labor spot that we haven't filled, that we could fill, that money can go toward paying that salary also, along with what we're paying him.
Right.
We have money for that position.
See, what
I don't think it's the best idea to hire another person without water and wastewater certifications and bring that extra expense in. I've said from the beginning,
Can we afford somebody with the
everything
license?
else will have to go up.
Exactly.
But then we still have.
But we have someone, but then we don't keep Dustin if they have the certification.
120 you're spending out.
I understand that. But if we have somebody that's homegrown, that's going to be here, that's pursuing those licenses, that's going to eliminate that cost with Dustin at some point. I don't think we can eliminate Dustin until she's got us a new wastewater plant in here. I think we need to keep him involved, and we have to stay on. That gives us the full time about
We
the
still need
reports
to have,
that went late and
Right,
IDEM
right.
come in.
we still need to keep Dustin on if we're gonna hire a superintendent who doesn't have his license.
I agree.
So that's, I'd say we're paying
So-
120
But how
for a
long?
job that we had Tony doing, what, 60, 65?
I think last,
I-
he was
I don't
making
know if you
75.
guys
Seven.
Logan just did the same thing with Jared Bear, their Marshal, as you guys did with me, because they're in the same situation. They have a new plant. The only difference they do have a licensed operator for that plant over them. But they've done the same thing, because right now, with everything going on in the budget cuts and everything coming from the state, everybody's afraid what's going to happen when we don't get this money.
Right.
Who's not afraid of that?
So
I mean, I think every one of us is afraid of that. But we're not going to be able to bring a guy in that's already licensed.
We gotta train them ourselves. Or you want to do that?
you
But we
can't-
already
you
have
can't
one
do it.
who's
Well, you
spraying
can't
it in
do
the
it for
water.
2 years. I understand.
My thinking is, we've got 3 people, town workers. One of them's got their water license. We're gonna hire somebody to come in, possibly pay them $10,000 to $20,000 more than what we've already got. That's wrong.
I disagree.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't go for that. You're not treating the, you sit there and you say, we've got to pay our people to keep them in town. And then we have got one that is busted and got their license. And then we're going to hire somebody new that's not even licensed and pay them $10,000 to $20,000 more. You tell me that's right?
Yeah, sure.
No, that's not right.
So you're sitting there going to tell me that we should promote this person? And
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
okay,
You didn't say that.
all right.
But that's what's going to happen, and we all know it.
What's going to happen?
She'll leave, and you don't care.
Listen, if people want to better themselves, they can better themselves. If they're qualified to do the job, let's hire the person. We need somebody in that position. I wasn't on the board when we voted to put Roger in as the street commissioner because I know how taxed it is to try and do 2 positions and trying to do a good job at both positions. He's doing a good job with what he's dealt with right now. Okay. We've got a lot of things we can be doing for the town, and we need that town position.
I guess the only thing I'm going to ask Jamie is what can be done that's not being done now?
What else can be done, right? What else? We don't know. What are these workers doing on a daily basis that they should be? I mean, we used to have a town superintendent that we picked up leaves for everybody so they didn't have to bag them and do this and do that. You know, there's a lot of things we can do. Okay?
Yeah,
I'm not bashing you, Roger, in your position or what you've got done, because I can tell you now you've gotten things done. But it's like my position on the police force. I don't like your 12-hour shifts. I think they're crap. I think that we need to be doing 10-hour shifts or 9-hour shifts so we have more coverage.
Then
Okay.
you'll end up getting a whole new police department because you won't have the young guys, because why would they come here when they can go to a sheriff's department or any other department and have every other weekend off? I used to work that schedule back in the day, and that
I get it.
schedule is crap, and you're not gonna
I get it, but
anybody to come do that job.
is our deputy on his off days working somewhere else?
Is he on his off days working someplace else? Sometimes, not a whole lot.
I don't think the question is as much as what's not getting done, because I couldn't tell you that. I'm not around them that much. My question is what should be or could be getting done.
Absolutely.
I can tell
And
you
that's what
whether
we
I'm
don't
working-
see.
Whether I'm working with them or if I'm working in the police department, right now, they don't know when I'm coming or I'm going. So I can tell you there's no slacking going on. These guys are out here busting their butt every day to keep everything running in this town. For years,
Not disagreeing.
for years.
What else can be done? You don't
4
know.
years. Our street department never went to the park and did a sole thing down there because they were told not our responsibility. That's a town park. It is our responsibility.
I agree.
So if we got a building down there that needs tore down, why pay somebody to do it when, hey, winter's kind of a slow time unless we're getting snow and stuff, they can be down there. We used to throw stuff away that I can tell you, I brought more money in scrap metal into this town than anybody in the past. We just took a load over the other day. It used to be, we'd take a brass water meter and we throw it in the dumpster. We save those brass water meters. When it's a slow day, we tear the guts out of them. We throw them in a thing. We just took $999 in scrap metal just went Cooper's and rats away this last week.
Right.
Because we're not throwing it away because we're responsible to these taxpayers out here.
And that's what the job
yeah,
is.
It's exactly.
But again, you're only there half the time.
Someday down the road, then yeah, you need one. But I sit back and I look at it from the financial side. Right now, we're like every other small town, and we can't afford it.
That's not going to change.
I think eventually it will.
like I said before,
Well, with inflation and everything else going
before
on.
I even want to advertise, I want to see a list of things that the council thinks should be done, that's not being done in the town.
You know, I think I've made it clear. I'm the guy who wants to go back to something we've done. Because we can't, you know, if you want the taxpayers out here to make their yards look good, we need to make it easy on them.
Agree.
We need to make it easy on them. So yeah, I can tell you from doing that in the past, from the police department side, when Pete PACON was the thing, I never saw a superintendent out sucking up leaves.
Roger, with those big bags, once they get, when they're dry, I know it's gonna suck them. What happens when it rains on it?
It doesn't pick up wet stuff worth a darn.
So then, so
it's
now we've got leaves raked out.
We've had to in the past when, say people would get leaves out, you get rain, then you end up with the backhoe or now the skidster. You're gonna have to go out, rake them into a thing.
We picked the top part off and let it dry and then come back and got the rest of it. We had to do it twice. We did that
You know, right now,
many times.
you know, the sad thing is right now with all the leaves coming down, you really can't use the street sweeper to sweep up the leaves. It just clogs it all up and stuff. So we're doing the best to keep the catch basins clear in that case we get rain and stuff like that. But I don't think there's ever been a day that ran out. And like I said,
We're not saying
one of the employees.
we're not saying run out of work. What else can be done? You know what I'm saying?
Let me throw it back at you. Why don't you guys give me a list of what you'd like to see?
Well, that's what Kenny's saying. But you know, I could bird dog to death. I mean, I followed your town employees around in their truck here recently, you know, almost on accident, and probably 15 minutes, and they didn't make a stop, didn't do anything. And I didn't want to throw that out here, but I've had people in the community. I've had people in the community contact me and say, "Hey, I've seen these guys for this amount of time. I'm just not going to buy that they're gainfully employed most of the time. It's not happening."
What do you do at Talbot's when a worker there doesn't?
We are working.
What happens?
I write them up.
Well, I guess
You know, we had a guy in the crapper for 59 minutes.
And what happened to him?
Wrote him up.
And what happens? How many
I
rides?
hear blood. Yeah, we had a part-time guy.
Are you
Clocking it,
are
writing
you
it
gonna go
down.
home to your wife and say why you got fired today? It's not gonna happen. Okay. I'm the biggest bully or mean guy at Talbot, but I'm respected because the guys that work for me out on the, they know personal protection, staying busy. We're not asking you to get out there and bust your butt, right? Stay steady.
So I think they do stay busy.
I think they stay very busy.
Yeah.
In your example, I don't know what they were doing that day, Ron. I don't know what day it was. I don't know what they were doing. I can tell you there's not two people in a truck.
It was there was two people in a truck. It was last week because I was off, and that's so
The only
Follow
time I've
around.
seen two people in a truck recently was this past Monday. But that's the only time that I've seen two
I
people.
haven't really seen him at all.
And they weren't before that, so I'm like,
I got behind them on accident. I mean, I wasn't out looking to see what they were
But
doing.
like I said
Just
before,
happened.
I don't
So
know
I thought I'd
what
follow.
I don't know what their job is. I don't know what they were going to do, what they were coming from, what.
And
And I'm with you on that, and that's why I can't answer. You know, what's not getting done. My vision is what could be done.
last week, for example, I can tell you they were moving a lot of equipment, summer equipment into storage. So they may have been one person dropped off. Mowers are up here.
Raj, I know you guys are trying. I know you did picnic tables and, you know, moved them around and you guys do a lot of work. I think it's a full-time position to supervise those three people. And that's just where I stand. And eventually we're going to have to do that.
let's get a list together of what we think, to Roger, what we think should be done. And let's get back to the salary discussion. I have no problem with 4% across the board. And as far as the council, half of what you presented.
Do you want me to read this? What he had? So it had the clerk, the proposed, it was a 3% increase. Deputy clerk was 3%, town marshal 3%, deputy marshal was 3.5%. Council president was 4,500. Council member was 4,000. The town super stayed the same. Town labor employees 3% cost of living adjustment across the board. The park board from 500 to 600, and then the fireman call would be something else. So.
Oh,
I'm not.
I was gonna say, who didn't get a raise, but I was talking about that.
Yeah.
I would say on the council salary, when she said 4,500, that's not $4,500 raise. Right.
No.
No, 4,500 total. Sorry.
So don't get.
Sorry.
Over that.
It's about 24%.
It doesn't have it on that one. I just.
I would like, I'd like to see it just some type of
Not
round
24%,
number
23%.
where,
But you divide that 23% by 3 years, and what do you have?
But we do that with everybody. And I
Right.
don't feel
No,
good
no,
taking 24% over 3 years and someone who's working,
But not everybody.
doing their job,
but you-
taking 3% over 3 years.
It's not 3% over 3 years. They've had increases every year. And look at the insurance coverage that we have. And I didn't get into that part. We pay too much for their insurance. The town does. I mean, I tell you what, where can you go and pay? What
There are a
percent?
lot of
They
towns that
pay
show on the AIM survey that the employees pay $1, or they pay
Yeah.
a lot of towns, they do pay a lot towards their insurance.
And that is a great benefit.
Mhm.
But what percentage do you think we pay? 30?
34, 37.
You know, and that's the rate. That's the gone rate now. You don't get free medical insurance. It's unheard of. You don't get medical insurance for 10%. It's unheard of. And we're not at 10%. So they've gotten pretty good increases. And I still agree they need to make more money, you know, because I'm the guy that preaches we got to pay them to keep them. I agree with you, but I don't agree with that part of the argument about the benefits.
right?
But that's just my
My
opinion.
only thing is I have no problem with 4. And I would like to see the council, so when we do give raises, because you're not gonna go on percentage on councils down the road. Instead of say 4,500 for the president, 42. Cut $300 off of where I'm at, how much you were gonna give. Do it that way. I would have no, but to say we'll go 39.87 for the, no, I mean, let's get away from that. Just make it a round number.
Well, I thought it did. The increase was,
Yeah,
the increase
You-
wasn't a
you
round
did.
number, but that's where I got the number.
yeah, but to me, that was a little bit maybe much. I don't work 40 hours a week.
I was going by, we're 56% below the average.
I
That's
understand that.
that's a lot. That's a lot.
We can discuss this forever. I think RB's proposal is pretty fair, and I make a motion to accept RB's proposal.
Can I second that? Because it was mine.
Yeah.
Kenny liked it a little bit ago. I'll second that.
All right, I have a proposal. RB's proposal, I have a motion to accept in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
We're gonna pass this, get it over with. They're listening.
Okay. We've done the, now we gotta do an operator contract. We need, I guess, some ideas on this.
I responded to Rebecca's email of what does she recommend? I mean, mean, she is a professional in the contract, right?
I mean, obviously having more information in it is better for, to make sure you're covering the terms and the things that, we need to cover. I mean, I definitely think there needs to be more than what Sandish's current version is. And then I think, I don't know if Roger, but you sent some things back in about what things we need them to do, which I think I need to make sure are incorporated in it.
I didn't send anything, but I had some suggestions.
Okay. Yeah, so
I know I should probably send them to you.
yeah, obviously it would be helpful to me, but obviously, Roger, you're
I like you. I don't care, I don't care what man says. You're all right.
Then all of you guys have to deal with if you're dealing with, item doing reports to your things.
Right.
Other people are, gateway needs reports for things. I just want to make sure we're covering all the stuff in those things. So.
Yeah, I have a few suggestions. So.
All that.
Yep.
Thank you.
So you just want me to send it to you? And,
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. I mean, do you guys want to know the things I had?
I would like to.
Okay. Communicate with town officials / lead operator and employees in the absence of the lead. The one that was in there about actively pursuing, establish and maintain a business-like, responsible and responsive working relationship. During each month or as necessary on a more frequent basis, the company and the town shall meet to review operations, reports on ongoing cost information and other data and information relating to the company's obligations under this agreement. So that was in one of those contracts. Company shall perform services in this agreement, including but not limited to collection and presentation of operational data or appointee, like if he has the water guy who does that stuff. Record keeping activities required by state, federal, and local laws, regulations, and ordinances. Attending meeting, we kind of discussed about maybe having to attend a certain number of meetings and hearings relative to the wastewater treatment plant or the water, which would impact our operation. Prepare the CCR, but I also want all that documentation to be sent to IDEM because I keep getting notification that we're not in compliance because we're not sending our certification form. Like this is the second year. So, and I asked if there's something else I needed to do. Respond to violations because I just recently responded to a violation and follow up with IDEM with required documentation for posting requirements. Issue public notice when necessary and within specific timeframes. The lead and copper testing, I think now we have to do 2 times a year. So I think we probably need to add that because it's not just once. Sending letters to homeowners and responding to IDEM. There's always something you got to follow up with them to send to say you've done this stuff. Timely reporting and communication with regulatory authorities, including being present during scheduled visits with IDEM to answer questions, if possible. Available 24/7 for critical issues. If operator is unavailable, provide information for backup contact. So we had an issue where he was out of town and we just need to have someone else to be able to ask. Direct town employees and proper techniques and testing. We'd like to see where the employees can meet with them, maybe even once a month or once every 3 months.
Training type.
Yeah, but to come meet with them and talk and so they can all kind of just have a little powwow about what's going on at the plant. And I don't know how much of this is feasible, but
I thought we had talked about that at one point where it's going to have input hands on with them a little bit.
Right.
yeah. And then that's the last thing is to clarify that the thing that's training of current employees for daily operations and testing. So like maybe the number of hours, type of training, is he talking in person, not in person? And what is considered beyond the included training? Because I don't know if that's just on how to do the testing.
Well, and something that we may watch ourselves with. He may not be willing to train our employees because guess what? That's what he's there
for. Job,
Right.
And I get that.
Right.
So
But it is in our current contract. So
as long as it's in our current contract,
Right.
But I'm just making that comment.
And I think we need to pound that in the contract a little bit because once he's in, he's in.
And my biggest thing is, and nothing against Roger or Tracy, but we have we have to get those schedules for the testing, right? And so I
From
told
the
you guys
water bureau,
last,
yeah.
I've got the schedules at my facility
Mhm.
and I follow up.
And
with
I
my-
have been doing that, but I don't get a response if they've been done or not.
Right, but that's
So-
what we had, just like you said, you had that
Yeah.
communication has
Right.
to be done. And, you know, we're responsible for it.
So if she sends it out and asks if that's been done, and she doesn't get a response.
We
who
need
does
to
she
address
go to?
that.
Uh,
Absolutely.
And that's, I will
and-
start including you guys on
And, you know, the other day that we just had one last week or
the
this week,
VOC or,
and Chris said something, I said something, and he responded. Now, I get it sometimes,
Mhm.
right? I same thing at work, but if that's what it takes, hey, create a group, say, hey, I've got an issue here. This test is coming up. What are we taking?
But
Mhm.
the whole route to that's not get in that position. Have somebody that's
Absolutely.
hands on,
Right.
so we don't, because IDEB's not forgiving.
And
guys.
when
They're
he,
just not.
and when he sends those tests, ask him to create a group and respond
Mhm.
to IDEM. Okay, here's this test was sent at this time. So we all know that the test was sent at.
See, we.
and that's what I
check
just did with that
IDEM.
VOC was that.
Him on one side with the water test and me with the safety part, like the water runoff and that sort of thing.
And then,
They're
did you
just
have a
merciless.
gentleman come in from Fowler the other day?
No,
He
There.
never came back.
no. Mm-mm. No,
Did he inquire a little?
he did inquire, yes.
But
yeah.
that's as far as it went.
Yep.
And the only reason I bring that up, you know, Dustin's not the only one out there that does this.
Right.
And
I've had
are we getting
another
the
inquiry from
service-
Rensselaer that I tried to
Yeah,
bring in to discuss.
are we
But-
getting the best work?
I asked
for
you
the
guys
money
if you
that
wanted to meet with
we're-
him.
we're paying out?
I agree with your thought process. My fear is that with the project we're in the middle of, to stay steady.
He's
I-
not really involved in the
Say, see-
Well, if he
the
was
building construction.
No, not with the building part, but with the reporting part. You know, that's important. I mean,
And he's
the
not,
Commonwealth's been,
and he, when he does it, he's good, but it's just getting him to do it.
well, and I think that's our job. I think we need to do that. And I'm not opposed to looking elsewhere, but I worry about changing horses in the middle of the stream scenario. I think we need to make this horse our racehorse. And this is the contract. Let's follow it. Let's dot the i's, cross the t's. And we need to hold him accountable that way. Sometimes it ain't pretty, but
I think those are all valid points.
Okay,
So
all right, I'll make a revise for and
I'll
see your
send
list of ones that I've got. Just
Okay.
for you guys, and I'll review one for us that's more detailed.
I know. But just CYA.
I know Annette sent out a couple documents on the medical insurance plan.
Do you want me
So,
to?
yeah, go ahead, Annette.
Okay. So I guess I don't have it right here, but basically the medical insurance is going to go up 9.7%. And then the dental is going up 3.2%. And then the vision and insurance or vision and life A&D are staying the same.
That's what we have right now.
Yes.
And if we switch, what's,
So there is an option to change. Right now we have $1,000 deductible for single, 3,000 for family, and then out of pocket max is 3,000 single, 6,000 family. Pretty much everything else stays the same as far as the prescriptions and all that stuff. They have a plan that is a $2,000 deductible for single with 6,000 for family. And then they have a single for 4,000. That's out of pocket max. And then family of 8,000. So that plan there is 15,709 is what that would cost us a month. So then the employees would have their cost, which like we know it's 8.5%, Currently, we're paying $15,088 for a month for the rate we have now. They have another plan. It's 2,500 deductible, 7,500 family, out of pocket. Max for single is 5.
What's the current deductible?
Right now, it's 1,000 for single, 3,000 for family.
Listen, you're eating up the cost if you got any medical expense at all at $2,000. This is silly.
You can't get anything done for $2,000.
I know.
We got some. Trust me.
I also sent you guys some information on AIM. So I reached out to them today, and he said that we can basically start at any time. Like right now, if you guys wanted to go ahead and sign for a plan from IPEP, which we need to, we have to let them know by the 14th, I think. So then we do that, but then you can drop it. So like he said, we can start a plan from February of 26 through December of 26. So based on what they haven't had a rate increase for 3 years, well, they're counting the 2 years and then this coming year. And they've also given a rate holiday where you don't have to pay the premium. So that cuts the cost even more.
But if they haven't had an increase for 3 years, look out.
Well, so it's a trust. So it's a bunch of communities that go together, and that's how they have the stable cost. He said it does. Okay. He said it does cost more to go when you first start because you're pulling your own weight until they see what you have. So what we were quoted from them in 2025 would have been $15,680 for a $500 deductible. It was 500 single, 1,000 for family. Annual out of pocket was a little bit more because that's 3,000 and 6,000. Based on no rate change, IPEP now costs $862 per month or $10,344 per year more than our AIM premium would have been. So when you take what we would have been paying if our rate stayed the same, which they said that it has, we would have had a little bit more of out of pocket. And then they had, let me look at this real quick because I don't know what I mean by this 1,000 right here. So their deductible, yeah. Well, no, this is actually less because this is only $1,000 deductible for family. So it's actually less. The one we're now, yeah.
1,000.
5, yes. And right now we're 515. Now we're 1,000 and 3,000. That's even better. I just got all this stuff today. Well, I got the iPad a couple of days ago, but
You're impressive.
but yeah, because I'm like, wait a minute. So right now they would be less because what our option is 1,000 for single and 3,000 for family deductibles. The one that I'm telling you that would have been 15,680 is a $500 deductible for single and then 1,000 for family.
For less money.
Yeah, based on that, it wouldn't have changed over.
And I like that better for the individuals. I mean, when you start talking about $2,000 and $3,000, that's a chunk of change for these folks.
Yeah. I'd like to see if we get the best coverage we can for our employees at the cheapest we can spend.
Yeah.
Cool.
So then we still have to decide like what plan we're going to go with IPEP. And then if you guys want, he can run us rates and we can see where we'd be at
I
now.
think that's what we need to do. You're talking to the AIM.
Yeah. Right.
The AIM thing sounds pretty good.
Yeah. And that's across like you said, all the towns.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
In our listserv, everybody has said they've been very impressed with the medical trust.
Didn't we have that come across the board here
Yeah.
a few years back?
We did.
Well, yes, Stacy
Yeah.
had wanted to switch to that. Mhm.
She had recommended for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's worth looking into.
We considered it pretty strongly when Stacy was here. I don't remember the negative part of it, but the out-of-pocket thing is
Huge.
That's huge for what I'm thinking.
Anybody.
Yeah.
So could you have him go ahead and get us some numbers with those?
Yeah.
Plans?
But we still need to have you decide on if we're just going to stay with our same plan we have now.
Oh,
The-
as far
yeah.
as-
Right. Because that wouldn't be until the earliest would be February.
Well, then we gotta stay with the same plan we have now, right? We don't have a choice.
I would. Well, we're staying with the same plan, but what tier do you want, basically? Do you just want to stay with the same tier or do you want?
Yeah, I wouldn't change it.
Okay. Yeah. I don't recommend changing it, but
Yeah, I agree. Stay where we're at. So then we get a chance to switch. February, which sounds pretty inviting. I agree.
okay. I will ask him to get those
Do
for
we
us.
need the motion then or no? We're okay.
Yeah, go ahead, I do that by motion. You're gonna do that for now.
I'll make that motion.
All right, we have a motion. And I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay,
That was easy.
Roger, you're up.
Okay, as everybody knows, Bob's laid up right now. I've got Tyler Cosgrave from Monticello Police Department's over here filling in a lot of the hours for the SRO. I've asked Jake if he wants to pick up some extra hours there, waiting for a response back from him. We just got a couple state mandates to do before the end of the year to get our training up. I am going to a different place. I've been 9 months trying to get the rifle that we allotted money for out of Seymour, Indiana, with a backlog. So I am going to check a couple other vendors for a different type of rifle to try to get that finished up. Then talked about street department, plows are ready. New truck is down at Clark's. We'll get the harness and the snowplow mount. We're using the same straight plow as what we had before. We put a new cutting edge on it and a new cutting edge on the other B plow that are our older plows. The new one we just got last year.
Are you using the same harness?
Or
is it?
No, all new harness.
And
All
the
new
truck will
harness.
be new, but the plow will be old.
Old plow. Yeah. So that's all getting done down at Clark's. It's actually down there now. If they get a chance to work on it before Monday, they'll work on it before Monday. It's scheduled to be done Monday as far as the work. Dump truck, I told you guys we got rid of it. That was quite a
Thank you.
thing. I
Good
think
job.
we did pretty good on that. We've got the Chevy out here that will still be taking bids on until November the 15th, and then it'll be gone. We did run into some problems with the Bobcat. Did you get any of the bills yet from them? We might have
I don't believe so.
2 or 3 trips.
Yeah, not for that.
We had some what could have been major issues that cost us some. Somebody in the past has probably abused that machine, and until we did something else, we didn't realize it was there. We talked about taking down the shelter at the park this year. We've got everything winterized down there, everything closed up. We put the picnic tables in the log cabin this year, which utilized more room to store stuff for the winter out of the weather, and not only here, but at the pole barn at the park. I did get a text this week, what I would recommend to both boards. I was notified that we will be needing to look for a new park caretaker for next year. So I don't think we need to advertise till about February.
Why can't we use part-time help in the summer?
Insurance.
Huh?
Insurance.
I don't buy that because we're working down there tearing a building down.
Well, I guess part-time help from
Talking about summer.
hired, where
You
either
got
way,
summer help. You said you got Steve Peters mowing.
Steve Peters mowing.
So how long does it take you to mow the town?
Can be done, the town can be done in about a day and a half.
Okay.
The only other thing is that's a 7-day-a-week commitment down there with
Say,
rentals,
yeah.
cleaning the bathrooms, rentals, shelters, that kind of stuff.
You said it before. Our town people are down there at that park and you're allowing them to
Not,
do that. So-
not during, we'll send them down there in the winter time. We're not down there helping with the day-to-day operations of that during the summer. You've got, that park caretaker's committed to 32 hours down there in the summertime is what you're looking at.
That's one person.
Yeah, either way, you're not gonna, you need to hire another part-time person to do that role.
Yeah, I disagree.
It would be 7 days a week because they go down and
7 days a week. 'Cause we got
Right,
the
if they
rentals
clean the
on weekends,
bathrooms to
need unlocked.
And you
empty
gotta
the
lock
trash.
You gotta lock them up.
Bathrooms need
Yeah.
cleaned. What's your opinion, Park Board President?
I think that it does need their personal, it's a lot. If there's a storm that goes through, there's a lot.
I can tell you, those two ladies this year took on a lot down there of, it's like everything else. You had guys in there that coached when coaching was over, just all got thrown in. I'd hate to think how many hours they put on Little League building, getting it cleaned out and old stuff thrown away. And same way with the press box, the storage room over to Big Diamond and stuff like that. They did a heck of a job cleaning that place up this summer.
And yeah, don't forget about that step.
Step needs fixed down there.
Yes. We don't need somebody stepping on it. And
Almost fell down.
What step are we talking about?
Step going up to the
On the
top
big,
of the Little League.
oh, Little League.
Yeah, when we're moving step one, actually half the step broke.
Well, that thing's what, 40 years old?
Oh, yeah, you go back Jim Buckley days.
Yeah.
So,
none
yeah.
of people's heads so that it gets.
That's pretty well it.
So we sent out the property cleanup letters. I sent those certified on October 22nd. They have a 30-day window to pay the costs incurred by the town before a lien is placed on the property. So both property owners, we've received those certifications back that they've received them. So Vanguard last month, you guys asked us to invoice them for the hydrant repair kit and labor, which was $698. Indiana unclaimed. So the report has been filed. We had 8 checks that weren't cashed. So I had to void those and put them back into the meter deposit. And then I have to write a check to Indiana unclaimed for the $372.19. So that's been done. That was on your claim run for me to be able to send that check to them. So
We should have invoiced trailer more than what we should have done.
Just
That's
so
pretty
you
cheap.
know, one of the things that we set in, we talked about that's different than out here, the trailer plants, both the aftermarket and downtown, pay a hydrant rental each year. That's theirs are not absorbed by us. I agree. Your equipment broke it. You need to pay to fix.
That was cheap.
So there was a revision to the employee handbook, just so you guys know. The Governor Braun signed Senate Bill 409 into law. And that is requiring employers to provide employees with certain leave rights related to the educational activities of their children. So that started July 1st, 2025. And then they also had a ghost employment policy that they sent me that I needed to add to the handbook. So then I sent out and had people resign for that they're aware of those changes. I don't know. Do you want to talk about the park board members?
Yeah.
Do you want me to finish what I got real quick? Only other thing I have is the CCMG app has been submitted. The total construction cost was $998,890. So the grant that we're asking for is $799,112. And the town portion then would be the $199,778. So what was included on that was Race Street, which was Brooks to 5th, and then 4th to 2nd. And today I couldn't get it to pull up again. Are we getting drainage on any of these roads?
There is some drains. There's definitely curbs.
Right, and the
Third
sidewalks.
Street, Lincoln Street had some stuff. I can't remember exactly all.
I say, I don't remember
Yeah.
if there was drainage on any of them. Every one of them though had the sidewalks and the curbs. Yeah. So, and then I said 4th to 2nd, that's 0.337 miles. 3rd Street, was Highway 421 to Pine Street, which is 0.258 miles. And then Lincoln Street was the Monroe Street to Dead End, which was 0.061. He said we should know something by December. So, and then I sent out some invitations to you guys for the White County Extension, and the Community Foundation. If anybody's, from last night of our meeting, sorry, can't go to the holiday party.
Oh.
And then if anybody's interested in that AIM Council members seminar, let me know and I can get you signed up. You can always watch the recording later. So,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Rebecca?
So the only thing that I have this evening is, Annette and I were talking about the park board. So one of the members is resigning or has resigned or we had some
Yes.
discussion about that. Anyway, we started kind of looking back and doing a lot of digging about who was put on when and who's supposed to be on. And I pulled up the ordinance that we have for it, and the state statute for it. Currently, I believe there are people that are on it that are not, don't live within the town limits of Monon, and they all need to be within the town limits of Monon to be on the park board. So that's something we'll need to figure out and address and figure out who we're going to have as few people under or not.
Yeah. Is that by the state?
It's by the state statute. Yeah, state statute requires that they be in the district of wherever the town, wherever the board is. So if it's a
Sounds like
county
the park
park, it would be
board president
countywide.
would
if it's
do
in
their
the
job.
city. So that is what it
They were
is.
appointed, and this board
Yes,
also,
yeah,
this
right.
board has done that.
Yeah.
The one that does not live in the city limits is from the library. And that was what she was appointed.
Appointed by the library, right? So the library would need, so we would need to let them know that
Right.
we have to appoint somebody who's appropriately within the limits. The one thing that is in our ordinance that does not need to be in our ordinance any longer, because it's been modified since you guys did that in 2014, was we have on there that there's no council member can be on the park board. They've taken that out, so you can have a council member be on that board if you want. So if you want to modify the ordinance to allow that, we can do that as well. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. So that's kind of where we are. So
If a town council member was on the park board,
Yeah.
how can they vote on?
you can't.
Park issues.
That's why they allow that to be waived. They allow that to be waived for towns because towns are small enough. They just don't have enough people to do it. So they have eliminated that problem. If it was a city council, larger city, you can be, but towns are allowed to do it now.
Okay.
So,
Tony?
so they did change that.
Park board?
So it sounds like to me that, so the
I'm
person
on one
who's-
already.
So who's currently on the park board?
So it looks like so
We had
Sharice was
Sharice.
on it. That's who's resigning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
Diane Dribbett,
Yep.
Ryan McGrail,
Who?
Jessica, Ryan McGrail.
He
lives outside
He doesn't live in the city.
Right.
Yes, that's what I think. I didn't think that he did. So okay, so he's outside.
Okay.
And
And
then Jessica Gomez,
Gomez.
right?
Yeah.
And then Julie Hart.
Yeah.
So those are the current.
Jessica.
Esther,
Yeah.
Esther.
Artie.
Artie.
Is she on there?
Yes.
Okay. So she wasn't. We may not have found her in the minute.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out where.
Julie Hart. Did you get
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's six.
So there'd be six then.
Yeah.
that? She was one of them.
And we found what that the
Should be six.
school and the library are supposed to be appointed every year.
Are supposed to be appointed every year. Whether they're doing that yearly, it's hard to
No.
know. because You have to be seeing what they're doing at their meetings. But so if Julie is out of town and Ryan is out of town, then we would need to, the library would need to replace Julie, and then we would need to replace Ryan, and then we need to replace Sharice. So
So you got three.
we have
Well, one will be from the library.
one from the library, so we'll have the library will replace that person. But
Right.
Well, who,
there are two. that
who
we
did school
replace.
appoint?
Jessica.
Jessica.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's okay. So anyway, so that's where we are with that particular requirement. So I can let the library know that.
Okay.
That they need to have somebody. be-
And then we need 2 members
And then we need.
and they have to live within the town limits.
Do we need to
So
put
you
that
can
out
post,
there? and
yeah, you can post that on your
Yeah.
website or Facebook, whatever, alert, whatever you want to. And then obviously if you have any
I did post for the one, and I had someone from outside the township or out in the township.
Well, Linda
Paul.
Melton would do it. She'll be on the park board.
She was just talking about writing a letter.
You're on. Linda, you'd have good input. You're down there a lot.
Yeah. I mean, my guess is we could probably, at the next meeting, decide, give people until the next meeting if they want to apply or want to, and then you guys.
I thought she's put it on Facebook.
For the one, for Sharice's.
What?
But we have to
Right.
replace Ryan
Well-
because he's outside. town
Well, we have an
limits.
opening right now. I make a motion to put Linda on there. Would you want to do that?
I second
All
that.
right, I have a motion.
Save the change.
On the park board, I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Hi.
That's all right, you can vote.
They don't count though.
Yeah,
And we,
Sharice's. Yes.
so you still have one advertised, so it's
Yes.
we're square. See that?
We have two.
Cut down the chase, keep that L
Well,
one
we
bite at
had-
a time, guys.
Julie will come from the library. So that's who appointed for that position. So that will be from the library. What's that? No.
And neither can what about the one from the school.
She's in town, isn't she?
Yeah, she's in town.
Yeah. So she's fine. They just have to reappoint her. But, yeah.
Yes.
He's been going
Boston building. It's a hazard. The walls about to collapse. And what can we do about it?
He beat you to that.
I know. I thought it was on my freaking
It
thing.
was on his. I'm gonna throw this out there, because I got some numbers. I got some numbers for you guys. And then I'm gonna give you my recommendation. Then you do whatever you want. I reached out to the person that did give him a quote back when they were cleaning up the locker plant. Back then, he quoted 10,000 plus landfill and trucking fees. So you're talking a lot there, bricks and material. And then because the equipment's been gone and it would have to be back, there would be a higher cost of bringing the equipment back. What I've been told, and that is, there was no insurance on the building, and the other insurance carrier refused responsibility for it. I did reach out to the owner. I thought he'd be here tonight, but he basically tells me there's no money to tear it down, and it's only been 3 months. I think in this one, with the fire involved like it was, and everything else, it needs to be this late.
That's kind of why my question was more direct.
Because here's the thing, I could send him a letter, see if he wouldn't do it, we could go in there. One, I don't think we're gonna spend that kind of money knowing that properties, we're never gonna recoup that money. We'll never recoup. So I think it's time we pay her and put some pressure and go that route.
Well, right.
Jeez.
4th Street, but what is it?
The address is now.
1 something?
I say it would take me a minute.
Yeah. I want to thank, I'm really surprised, the fencing was supposed to be picked up by insurance company.
118 East 4th Street was Young and Sons.
So it's 116.
Well, it's 118 because it's still Young and Sons, right?
That's
part
part
of
of it's building.
Oh, because that was part of it was tore down.
My question is that structural sound or do we need to block the alley off? Because I don't want that wall falling.
We had with the fencing, we had the alley blocked off.
And people still wander around it.
And I would assume some postal people.
Just don't let Specky Reagan know.
I would probably say the delivery trucks going up and down that alley. The
I'd
west
say
wall,
that was probably who moved it because I came in the other way.
yeah, you came in the other way.
Yeah.
And then the garbage trucks, we had to make it to where they were allowed to back down it, but they weren't allowed to pull down it and then, back out.
What we get into though, if that wall falls on somebody, who they coming at? Attorney, that's a question to you on
I mean,
that.
obviously, the owner would be the first person they would come after, but because it's on a road, we do have, I mean, I
It's on an
concerns,
alley.
right? and
Yes,
that's
it's gonna
why,
fall
of
to
course,
us at
but
some
it's
point.
just-
Well, It's also
Correct.
currently, one, it's unsafe, and two, it's blocking the
Sidewalk.
sidewalk,
Yeah.
But
right?
I said, and I look at that, looking at the rest of the building, I'm not sure that's a bad thing because then people can't use the sidewalk.
I don't disagree. But
But,
it's just,
but
it's
it
a
does.
huge safety concern all over, so I mean,
you
there's.
know, the others got theirs cleaned up and stuff, and I think we do need to move forward with doing something.
Yeah,
But I think it's more better coming handled through Rebecca.
well, but we need to do something in the meantime, because she's not gonna, it's not a light switch for her.
Because I've heard everything from, well, it was never part of the fire, somebody shouldn't have tore it down.
I know it was. I was there. It was fire. Yeah. I was trying to save the rest of the.
Exactly, exactly.
Well, the liability part, I mean, that wall's only gonna fall on somebody once.
If we get a good snow or something, then I'm concerned about this.
Yes. I am too.
And we'll do whatever you want, but post office won't like it, the delivery garbage guys won't like it.
She's coming in from the other way, so she's got us covered.
Yeah.
Take care
It's
of
probably
it. Thank you.
the big yellow truck that comes from India or
Yeah,
wherever.
but the thing about it is, if you have to block it off, you're gonna have to get a couple of those concrete block offs.
Yeah.
So nobody can move it.
Yeah, exactly. It's, I know somebody delivered something down. I've got, I can probably get a hold of Chet Dallenberg. I think they still got some down there.
Yeah, they cost $100 a piece or $200 a piece anyway, so
Yeah.
just go buy a couple.
Yeah, I know the Howards brought some in for Dean. It's a bus pin up there for all time. Dirt.
I would say.
Let's, I do too. I don't know if we need a motion, Kenny, but we need to block
Yeah.
that off. We got,
We'll take care of that tomorrow.
thanks.
Okay. Jamie?
Sorry, stole your thunder.
Yeah, that's what I had on my agenda. I mean, it was no secret, but I also want to go back on the record saying we have got to put a superintendent in place. So,
My turn?
Yeah.
I had the same thing with the building, the new thing that come up, so steps down there. If you had a step break, we need to replace that whole thing. We need to get a contractor in there that literally, that building's old. I mean, I was around when they were putting that up.
Shoot, we should
That
go
was
do the
50
town.
years ago. You know, if somebody's gonna fall on that, that's gonna go down one time, and we're gonna be,
You have your high school carpentry guys do that?
They're actually building a garage right
What?
now.
They're replacing the steps, right?
good idea.
They might have
What?
got a step, just a step.
Why can't?
But
why
he's
can't they
saying
do
you
it
should,
like-
we should do the whole.
I think we need to replace that whole thing, because cutting steps is an art. Not every contractor can do that.
Well, you can order the stringers now.
You can, but let's be safe.
We'll take a look at it.
That's all I have to do.
Can I?
The only thing I got, we never did come to a conclusion of what we're gonna do with the fire runs, if we're increasing those.
We can talk about that next,
Okay,
because we will do the contract, and I think they could just say then what they want it to be.
okay.
My recommendation is the 15,
Well, I know
not
you
go
and I-
crazy.
You and
but-
I have talked, and
Is that the same numbers we talked about?
well, we talked 30, but we just
15, isn't it?
Well, that's if he does, no, so if they get paid 15 if it's a town run,
Town.
but in it's township, and then when it's mutual, we split
They-
in half.
So 50 or 15 and 15?
Well, it's still, they're still getting paid 15 a run,
Yeah,
but they're only getting 115 a run. So it's only one time. So,
I sent Jacob a text and asked him a month ago, and I never got anything back.
I think Sean needs to communicate that way.
I can talk to Jacob.
Yeah, he's been very he's been very open, I think, with, Sean. I think that should come from the fire chief.
Yeah, you
I
guys.
talked to him one time on the fire run thing, and he was very receptive.
Yeah, you guys.
That was in passing.
I mean, this was brought up by you guys, so if you guys come up with something, I have no problem going to Jacob.
Yeah.
And talking to him about it.
I
So,
mean, if you guys want to decide, I sent you the papers on the 15, 20, and 30 about how much it could possibly increase our
I know we
budget.
thought
The
that
30 was
really
a
gonna
lot.
be-
Yeah.
20 feasible.
Listen, that's between the three of you, because I'm sustaining and not gonna have it gone. Let's table that till the next meeting. We'll have
Okay.
some numbers together.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I go back to me for just a second?
Yeah.
I thought of one other thing. Roger, the Kellogg Funeral Home, there's still glass in those windows. They're broke out. The one that faces
By
faces
the
421.
ordinance, they just have to have it blocked.
If they're gonna block it, then you put it on the outside.
Outside, yeah.
That glass is still able to get to somebody.
I'll get back a hold of them.
Okay. That's all I got.
Make a
I make a
motion.
I have a motion to
Second.
adjourn. I
Second.
have a second.
Whoever.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're out of here.
Tony, where are you looking on the fire run?
How much?
Yeah.
I'd like to.